Chip said that at some point it would be obvious, not just to the coaches, but to the players who the starting quarterback should be. Have we reached that point where somebody's kind of separated themselves and stood out as the guy?
I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't go as far as to say someone has separated. I think all the quarterbacks are doing a really good job, and ultimately that's going to be up to Coach Kelly anyways. So for me, I'm just focused on what I can control.
How are you guys going about game planning without a clear starter right now?
I think it's kind of the same deal. Just the receivers and Coach Doherty, we're kind of just game planning as far as what Cincinnati looks like, judging off their film from last year. And so we're really just game planning what we should be doing from a play call standpoint, not really going based off our personnel. So that's really what we're doing right now.
Was it a big advantage last year because you played Texas A&M the year before to have played a team that you actually saw in person and played against 1 year earlier? Did that help a lot, or was it just
honestly, I wouldn't say so, because last year Texas A&M threw a lot of curveballs at us as far as the defense. There was a lot of looks that we weren't really prepared for, I would say. So always with the first game, I think that's what you get with it. You're not really sure what to expect. Obviously, you're judging off film and from last year and maybe their spring game, but I think we're just going to have to kind of prepare for everything.
You guys figured out the snapping thing that was kind of an issue?
Yeah, for some reason that does seem to be an issue, but today I don't think we had really any issues with snapping today.
Who's looked good doing that?
Well, really, that's another thing that I think hasn't really been settled, is who's the starting center, but I think the ones and the twos have done a good job as far as keeping the snaps under control. It's mainly just the new guys that need to get settled in.
How do you think the offense has come together over the past few weeks of training camp?
I think we've grown a lot. I think the main thing was just to understand all the concepts, because that first day you could tell that a lot of guys were making mental errors, just uncharacteristic mistakes. And so now that we've got a grasp of all the concepts, we're playing at a really fast tempo, and I think that's the main thing.
How are the young running backs?
The young running backs look actually really good. Same thing with them. They just have to understand the offense, the fluidity of it, and I think they're really grasping that really well.
Casimir Allen, we've seen him a little bit in the slot as well. As obviously he's listed as a running back. What does he bring to this offense?
Just a lot of speed. You have a lot of versatility with him because he has so much speed, so obviously we're going to try to get him the ball anywhere we can.
Have there been some plays in this fall camp where you know coming in he's a fast guy in 100 meters, and you see that, like, a big play from him, and you're like, wow, that's what it looks like in person?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, every time he touches the ball, it's crazy just to watch him on film and in person, just to see how fast he really is. You can really tell.
What's your favorite part of the sports science? I know we've talked about that some with, like, the GPS and recovery and stuff like that. What's your favorite part of what Chip's brought to with that?
I would say the coolest thing is that they're able to gauge how much work we're putting in. So based off what we did in the off season, they kind of gauge what we should be putting in on a daily, so we know kind of like what our max threshold is. So based off of that, we know at a certain point if your workload is too much, kind of pace it back, or we can tell also if we're underperforming. So I think that's really cool. We can see where we're at a daily basis.
How much different is the nutrition plan now as opposed to in prior years? I feel like a lot of the guys were talking about how much more food there is to eat.
Yeah, I think just the consistency of it is the main key. I know personally the main thing for me was just making sure that I was eating right and eating at the right times. And I've noticed that with my weight, I've been able to maintain a lot better just because of the fact that I'm eating more frequently.
What has Justin Murphy brought to the offensive line, you think?
I think he brings a lot of energy. I don't know if you guys can see out there, but he's quite a character. He has a lot of energy every single day in practice, and I think that's something the offense really needs, that little spark plug.
How do you see that out there on the field, that energy?
I think just everyone has to kind of keep up with him. So when you bring that energy, you have to match that. When we're on the offense, when we're out there playing the defense, it's long. We've been at camp for 3-4 weeks now, so we're seeing the same faces every day. But he always brings that energy to the table every day.
Who were kind of the leaders in the huddle in fall camp? Because obviously Josh Rosen and Scott Rosenberg are no longer here. Who's been stepping up in the huddle? If it's you guys getting tired, or you needed kind of that boost at the end of practice?
I would probably say all the quarterbacks have done a really good job. I said earlier that they do a really good job of staying together as a group. They keep each other really motivated, and I think that translates just the whole offensive side of the field. They do a good job of making sure we're all on task.
The defensive guys today had to run because their effort wasn't up to par, I guess. How is the offense just in terms of effort and mindset? Is, like you said, it's kind of getting deep into camp by now.
Yeah. I think obviously the main thing is that we want to stay healthy, but Coach Coach Kelly has really harped on just playing fast. Even if you make a mistake, you make that mistake at full speed. So for us, I think playing really fast and just making sure that we're not thinking twice, just whatever we have to do, just do it at 100% every single time.
Do you feel like your effort and your energy every day is still at the same level as it was maybe in the beginning of camp?
I would say so. Even today, honestly, I didn't really feel as tired, I would say, as I normally would. So I think the energy levels, and me personally, my legs have felt really well throughout this whole camp, probably the healthiest camp that I've felt since I've been here. So I think that's a really good sign.
When would you say you finally got the grasp of, even if you haven't yet, like when did things start finally clicking for you? I know spring camp was probably going 1,000 miles an hour with the new system.
I'll probably say maybe like a week or two in. For me personally, I think the main thing that I try to do is learn the whole offense. Another thing Coach Kelly harps on is just understanding the concepts rather than just your own position. So I really try to do a great job of understanding where everyone else needs to be, so that if I need to be in Caleb's position or if I need to be in Theo's position, I can do that.
You guys started on game prep yet?
A little bit. Starting today, watched a little bit of the film, especially on special teams. To see how they're, some of their game plan stuff. We haven't got into the meat of game planning yet. That starts next week, but it's always good to get a good little head start on them.
Have you got any sense for what Cincinnati is and what the challenges they present
are? Yeah, a little bit. As we watch more, we still find out more stuff. We haven't watched that much. I mean, I watched a little on my own. Some other guys have too. But as we get into it, we'll find out, some more of the blocking schemes, passing schemes, or whatever we're going to, kind of game plan against.
How's Josh going down? The guys trying to fill in that spot. How's that going?
It's going good. Josh was still in the meeting rooms before he had surgery on Tuesday. He won his whole brace on and still trying to help any way he could. So it's good to have him in there. And we're all trying to bring everybody along. We're all in there coaching, and especially the new guys we brought in, Langy and Bo. We're trying to bring, trying to get them up the knowledge that we've had all spring and fall camp. They're doing a great job though. They're learning quick, and they're picking up really well.
What about Tyree? How's he look to that?
Pretty good. He's out there flying around. He gives us the little edge we need with the speed, and he's good with his hands. But he still has a lot of work to do, like everyone else in the defense. But we're picking it together, and we're picking it up, putting pieces together, and it's going to be good.
How is the defense coming along now?
It's good. During practice, we're out there flying around. We're all juiced, we're all ready to go, feeling good. We all know our job pretty well for the most part. There's still little game plan tweaks we can do and fix, but besides that, we're looking pretty good.
To your eyes, is there any separation at that quarterback battle?
They're all doing a fantastic job. They're battling their butts off every day. They're out there throwing the rock, running the rock. So it's a good competition. So it's going to be interesting to see.
What are the biggest differences that you have to fill in terms of knowledge when you guys get someone from the outside linebacker position and you have to pitch them up into the inside linebacker?
Really just teaching them alignments, because they already have a good knowledge of the defense, because we're all in the same meeting room for our team meetings. So they know the good basis of the defense. It's just alignments, certain run fits, certain pass drops, because we're not big pass droppers at the outside. So, it's just interesting to see how how quick they can learn and how quick they pick it up. But they're doing a great job.
What have you thought about Justin Murphy? He supposedly has like a nasty streak out there, supposedly.
He has a good juice to him. His energy is always high coming to practice every day. Since the beginning of camp to today. He comes out there, he flies around. He's strong. He doesn't look like your big usual O-lineman. He's fit, but he can still move. He's strong, so he's a good asset for us for sure.
How do you feel like the defense is feeling at this point in camp? I mean, you're 17 days in now.
We're feeling good. We're still high energy out there flying around still. Even after all the hard days we've had, it's hard sometimes. But we had talks to ourselves during our little teach periods, and we got to get ourselves back up high, back up running. Like that's what we got to be our stamp of the year, just out there. No matter what, no matter how hard it gets, no matter what's happening, we're out there flying around.
Coach Az seemed like he got on you guys during that early practice. He made you run some gassers. What was that about?
We came out kind of slow today in the beginning, and Coach Az wasn't having it. So we had to get our minds right, and we had to fix it with some runs. So no one wants to do that. So from that point forward, it's between us now and people on the field. We got to lift each other back up and individuals and going into team periods, and we did that. So we finished on a high note today.
You went through the entire spring camp with this new coaching staff, now almost the entire fall camp. How have the two kind of compared in terms of the learning curve, and then now you said the defense is more ready to go? How is the format of each, or just overall, how have they been different?
You know, they came in and they were very knowledgeable, and we soaked it up. We took all the knowledge we could from them. We went into meetings, we went into whatever it was, and had our pens and pads ready to write. We were, whenever we had a walkthrough, whatever it was, we came out there ready to work, and that's what we learned from them, that no matter what we do, we come out here doing full speed, fly around, and if we mess up, we'll come back and film, fix it later. But you know, they've done a great job at, you know, teaching us things that we didn't really know before, and the whole scheme of defense now is aggressive. So we all like it. We're all playing downhill, playing fast, playing physical. So it's enjoyable. It's gonna be good.
When did you feel like things started to slow down a little bit? I bet you in the spring camp it was going like 1,000 miles an hour.
Yeah, for sure. You know, beginning of spring camp it was going fast. You know, especially being new out there and not knowing how Chip Kelly ran his practices. I heard it was fast, but in that spring, I mean, it was a shock. But you know, kind of going to the end of spring ball and beginning of fall camp, I knew myself really well, so the defense, and we all kind of knew our stuff. So it was easier for us to go out there and just play, you know, play fast, play physical without not really thinking, because we knew what we were already doing, information and stuff like that. It was little things we could fix, but besides that, we were good.
What's been your favorite part of the sports science program that Chip Kelly's brought in?
Favorite part is the recovery part, I would say. You know, he's big on recovery. We come out here and do a lot of hard stuff, you know, beats up your body, but they give us the right nutrients, right treatments, or whatever we need. You know, he gives us the right amount of time to get our bodies back to come out the next day and prepare.
If your bodies are saying that you need more time, will he give guys off from practice or cut down what they do and stuff like that?
So we wear these little things. I don't remember what they're called, but they kind of track how we're going through practice. And the strength staff, they watch it throughout the whole practice. So if your numbers get too high or whatever it is, they might go out there and tell the coach, like, all right, this so-and-so needs to back off with a couple reps, you know, because his body isn't feeling it. But besides that, I mean, we're all, you know, we're out there every day just battling. So we're preparing, flying around, and we're just going to fullest until practice is over.
Think that kind of stuff is helping the team?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, our team, I talked to everybody on the team, and we all feel like, you know, our bodies felt the best we ever felt before, you know, especially being this late in camp. So that's good to hear, and going into the season, that's a week and a half away. It's good to know that our bodies are feeling pretty well.